All right, some of you may have a little bit of interest in how I went about making those hooks that go up there. And what I did is a flower stand from, well, there's all kinds of different occasions that use flower stands, but they were going in the dumpster, and so I said, well, I can't see throwing that good metal away. So I brought about 10 of them home, and so I brought it in, cut it up. I removed the thin portions off of it, and that left me with just the heavy portions. And I took those and I cut them down into 6 1/4 inch little lengths. Those 6 1/4 inch lengths now I will put into the vise. And if you look here, let's see, this was my first one I made today, and I didn't remember where I had started the bend at before, so I put it where I thought it would bend properly in the vise, and it wasn't correct. If you look, that's way too long a loop. By the time you put that into the wood 3/4 inch, that doesn't leave you much room to be able to get the rod in and out. So I'm going to have to cut that one off a little bit to get it to go in properly. So what I did, a little bit of trial and error. I made 2 more before I finally got one right. And when I got it right, I went ahead and marked the vise where I was going to be at and where they should be, so that I could keep doing them over and over and replicating. Now I'm using vice grips to hold on to this because it's going to get really hot. Okay, and you do not need to use an oxygen acetylene torch. However, if you have one, it makes it go a whole lot faster, but you do have to heat the metal, because otherwise it's going to crack the metal and break. Now, I've set up a little bowl over here for water quenching these parts when they come out. It's a little stainless steel bowl full of water. When I get them off of here, I'm water quenching them. I'm not worried about them cracking or anything, or getting too brittle, because all I'm going to use them for is on this. So it's not like, you know, if you watch Forged and Fire, oh, you can't water quench, it's going to make your metal too hard. Well, this is mild steel to begin with, and it's not going to hurt it any. So just letting you know. All right, I heat up to my metal. And start the bend. Now you can adjust where the bend is by where you put the heat. Okay? If you're out too far, you can put more heat up by the vise, pull it in. If you need a bigger loop, you can adjust that in. Now, I don't know if you can see it. I'm using my bench grinder as my torch stand because it works perfectly. It allows me to leave it there without having to worry about having to turn the torch on and off each time. Okay, I don't have a torch stand, so that's what I'm using as a torch stand. It works perfectly. I've never had it slip. Okay. Turn you guys back this direction so you can see what's going on, I hope. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to turn the vise a little bit so that you guys can see a little better about where we are and what we're doing. There we go. And I'll try to do it from this end, which is a little bit harder to do. But, oh, my vice grip's come loose. Too tight. Okay, get back to what I was doing. Not crazy about doing it at this angle. This is the only one I'm going to do from this angle, because now I'm kind of looking at the heat and the flame, whereas I haven't been before. I don't like using the goggles, so I won't use them if I can help it. If I'm doing a lot of this, I would definitely do so. And when they're done, once they come out of the quench, they get put over here to dry, and then I'll take them like this, and they're gonna look like this, and I'm gonna take them after that, and I'm bring them over here, put them on my wire wheel. Let's get the torch out of the way for now. Now I'll use the vise as my tool stand. And once they're down to that point, if you got a rough edge along here where I hit it with the grinder, you can go ahead and clean that off. This one's got a little bit of a burr here that might cut a rod, so let's take that off. There we go. No sharp edges there now to hit or hinder a rod. Now, if you leave a little paint on, no big deal. I'm just slapping some new paint on, so it's not going to be a big deal anyway. There's the hook made. And all I'll do is drill a hole, take my hammer, drive it down into the hole, and they're ready to go. I don't drill the hole all the way through the board because I felt it'd be better not to. So I set it up on the drill press, drilled the holes down to where they were almost going through the board, but not quite, and I left them sticking in. Then I drive them down until they stop, and they're really solid. I was originally planning to glue them in, but there was no need to. Drove them in until they stopped, took the board and the hooks out in the backyard, spray painted them, brought them back in, put them up, and they're good to go. So just wanted you guys to be able to see what technique I used for making those hooks. All right. For now, that's Young Martin's Reels signing out.